coach, you said during the week this was going to be a tough place to play, senior night for them. What did you see as kind of being the biggest difference from last night to this night and the way the game unfolded?
Just the energy in the building, our lack of execution early. Our power play was really disappointing early. Could have been much different had we took advantage of a power play opportunity or two that we had in the first period. Instead, it ended up in shorthanded goals, and the place was crazy with energy, which I've seen this place like that before. And that's on the back end of spring break. So it wasn't, there was still some people that weren't back in town yet, but credit to Western. They did a great job. They took advantage of our poor play, and the game was out of reach, by the middle of the second period.
I mean, you kind of alluded to it, you're 0 for 5 in the power play, but it felt like those shorthanded goals in the first period really kind of swung the game for good.
Yeah, no doubt. Those were momentum builders for them and killers for us. Just the poor play at our offensive blue line on the power play is really disappointing, because it was poor play last night at the offensive blue line that cost us that game. It was their third goal, and I don't care if it's 5-on-5 or 5-on-4. It doesn't matter. That we need to be much better at the offensive blue line in identifying trouble. And both those situations we didn't. And again, tribute to them and their penalty killers, and to finish off both those plays. And then we were chasing the game from then on.
We talked about some different people getting on the score sheet. You get a goal again tonight from Daskis, but I kind of flip it a little bit and say, some of those guys, the Fletchers, the Barbellinis, the kind of main point producers, what do you do to get them on track as you kind of turn the page to postseason next week?
Well, that'll be up to them. I mean, they're going to have to, and they didn't play poorly. I think their energy, their juice got worse as the game went on, just like everybody else, as the score got out of hand. But they didn't play poorly last night. They didn't play poorly at times tonight. They just didn't find themselves on the score sheet. We need them on the score sheet. We were talking about it last night going in the third period, 2-2 game. We need our top line. You look at the three guys that scored for them last night, all top six forwards for them. And we didn't have the same type of production from our top guys, and we're going to need it next week, because North Dakota's top people are as good as anybody in the country, and they're going to show up, so we're going to have to show up ourselves.
And there'll be more time to kind of preview that and look ahead. But as you do turn the page to postseason, now that I kind of best of 3 series, that anything can happen. What's your message to the team this week as you go from regular season to postseason?
We'll find a way to cut loose the last 6 or 7 weeks in particular. Take away the good, realize that when we play right, we can play with anybody, and hopefully get right in the head, which is very difficult. These are young people. They're human beings. The last, 6, 7, whatever it is, weeks have been difficult on them. It's not like we played unbelievable the whole time and got no results. It seems like every weekend, Tim, it's been one pretty good game and then one not so good. This weekend was no different. We have to find a way to manage pucks, not hurt ourselves